Yeah. So we were talking about Pratyavayo na vidyate. The meaning of this sloka was Neha bhi kramana shosti. Working in the state of consciousness, there is no loss or adverse result. Basically, when we are using our consciousness, our brain, our intellect, then there is no loss or adverse result. Pratyavayo na vidyate. And we were looking at the Pratyavayo na vidyate. What is the meaning of there is nothing adverse? We see that there are a lot many wrong things happening in the world. We see that we are finding atrocities, inequality, famine, natural calamities, people doing injustice to other people, so many things. And here God is telling Pratyavayo na vidyate, there is no adverse. How come that is matching? How does it match? Was a question. And we were talking about it, how the life is to be taken as an experience. And as Sankhya is talking that for me, I is an Atma, there is nothing Pratyavay. It is all related to the body, and that is what we talked in the earlier slokas also. So as we go further on the Pratyavayo na vidyate, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya. Even if we do a little most effort of the dharma, Trayate mahato bhayat, then it avoids, it saves us from the great danger. So we have to understand what it means over here. Swalpamasya, swalpa, swa, alpa. Swa means our own, alpa means minimum. Even if we do a minimum work of our dharma, of our swadharma, trayatoe mahato bhayat, the biggest or the greatest dangers are avoided. We are saved from them. Trayate means we are saved. So here we talked about what is swadharma, and we have talked about it a while before also, and we will keep on talking about, because Gita is telling us the main thing is what is my dharma. So swalpa dharma. So when we talk about, we have to act even if minimum about our dharma. So if you think about it, we do our work every day. Right from when we get up in the morning till we go to the bed, we are continuously doing the work. So what is the difference between the work of dharma work and our regular work? And in that respect, we are talking about the common factors between humans and animals, which is ahara bhaya maithunancha nindra, means eating, sleeping, fear, and sensual happiness. These four things are common between human and animals. So as animals doesn't have their own so-called dharma, because they are pre-programmed, they are not having the free will to act as they want. They are pre-programmed people. They have to do as per their body, their prakriti dharma. We have prakriti dharma as well as we have got our own dharma as per our varna, what we talked a while ago also. So if we do the work which is a little beyond or other than what is called as a ahara bhaya maithunancha nindra, then in that case that work or that action is along our dharma. Anything which we do beyond ahara bhaya maithunancha nindra, means eating, sleeping, fear and sensual happiness, any smallest effort we do is trayate, is saving us mahato bhayat, from great danger. So which is a great danger God is talking about here? What is a great danger? Which is, if you think about the danger, which is the biggest danger? And danger to whom? These are two parts. So as a human being, we know that we have got a rebirth. As a human being, we are born now, we will be born again, we will again have something in our ownership, we will have our own family and everything. But as long as we are reborn as a human being, we will have a free will, we will be able to enjoy our life more better way than animals. So if we do not do those activities which will bring us dharmasya, which will bring us a rebirth as a human being. We will be reborn in other yoni, what is called as a yoni. We may be reborn as a cow, we may be reborn as a tiger, as a fly, as a bird. Because all our actions throughout the life is focused on only those 4 points. So when we do not utilize our human life and we do not perform the work as a human body, as a dharma, then in that case we will be reborn in a animal form, in a bird, animal, insect. It can be anything. And that is the biggest danger God is talking about. Because once we go in that yoni, it is very challenging to come back in a human yoni, to become a human again. So having a human body is a very precious thing. We are at the top of the universal chain where we are a human. But if we do not perform anything which is expected to be done by humans, then our next birth will not be or may not be the human being. And by going into that chain of other births is the biggest danger, because we think, what we think in our biggest danger is losing our, losing our belongings, losing our relatives, falling sick, dying, becoming poor. That is what we think that we are having the danger. That is not the danger. Danger is because we are a continuous chain. What we are is the Atma. What we are is not. The body is only a temporary phase, as we have looked into the slokas earlier. So, by losing that Janma as a Manushya Janma, as a birth, as a human being, is the biggest loss. And to avoid that biggest loss, this is the method. What is the method? Swalpam apyasya dharmasya. Minimum work you do as a human being. Minimum, even if it is minimum, but you do the work as per your dharma. As per your varna, you do your dharma. And if you do that action, even if it is minimal, that will Trayate, that will save us from a biggest fear, which is losing the birth as a human being. So that is the meaning of this sloka. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayatoy mahato bhayat. And if we do not do any of these actions as our dharma, what is called as a righteous duty, in English we can say, at all, we will lose the birth, and there is a fear, there is a danger that we will be going into a animal yoni. And that is why the God is telling swalpa, alpa. Alpa means minimal. Even if we do a little most, go to the temple, do some prayer at home, chant some sloka, try to listen to some good thoughts, and put it into the action. Because swalpam apyasya, so that means you have to put it into action. And put it into the action, donations, anything which is your capability. Last time we talked about a capability, we took the example of the squirrel who helped making the bridge for Rama's work. So even if we are having less capacity, even if we do not have that much of power, strength, money, beauty, all those strengths, we do not have. Whatever we have, alpa, smallest one, put it into the dharmasya, into the work for the dharma, and it will avoid us, it will save us, it will prevent us going into a mahato bhayat, which is losing the birth as a human life. We will go further on 41st sloka now. I will chant the sloka first. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushakhayanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. I will do the anvay first. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Vyavasaya atmika. Resolute, determined, nirdarit, pointed, clear mind. That is all. Resolute. Vyavasaya atmika. Buddhir, intellect. One whose intellect is on a path which is resolute, firm, determined. A person like that, Ekeha Kurunandana, Ekeha, the only Kurunandana. Nandan word is used to identify the son or the family member. Kurunandana. Kurunandana is the name of the Arjun because he is born in the Kuru dynasty, in the Kaurav dynasty. So Kuru dynasty, that is why it is Kurunandana is the name of Arjun. So Ekeha Kurunandana, having a resolute intellect is the only way for those people who have got a resolute intellect. Those people who have got resolute intellect, they are one-pointed, they are focused, they are going towards one direction completely. And Bahu Shakha Yanantascha, Bahu Shakha, multiple. There are multiple ways, there are many branches. Shakha word is used in to define so many things. Shakha is also meaning the branch of a tree. Shakha means one of the, the lineage. So Shakha means where something is bifurcating, something is coming into two ways or three ways. That is why when we say Shakha, there is one trunk of a tree, but then there is a Shakha, means it goes into various directions. So in that way, Bahu Shakha Yanantascha, Bahu Shakha Yaha Anantascha. So those people, Buddhayo Vyavasayinam, Buddha ya avyavasayinam. Avyavasayinam means irresolute. Vyavasayatmika means Vyavasay means resolute. So any irresolute brain will have Bahu Shakha, will think in multiple ways. So if we take the meaning of it, it is, the descendant of Kuru, the intellect of those who are in this path is resolute, a firm or determined. Their aim is one-pointed, whereas the intellect of those who are not resolute has got many branches. Now, which kind of a resolute brain, resolute intellect God is talking about? One who follows the Buddhi Yoga will not have any issues. So, what is happening here that why there is a disturbance in our life? Why there is a waves coming and we find ourselves helpless through the waves which are coming in our life? Because our aim is to become happy. Our aim is to live in a way which makes me feel happy. Let us take a small example. When I was a young boy, for example, I used to like to play with the toys. A girl may like to play with the dolls. So at that age, the brain is focused on getting a doll and playing with the doll. Now, when that girl slowly grows up, now she likes other things. She likes to play games. She likes to go out with the friends. She likes movies. She grows more older. Now she can taste spicy food. So she will like all the spicy food, pani puri, ragda patties, all those kind of food she will like, pizza. Why? Because the reason is her point of happiness is wavering. So she likes to go to have the dolls, she will like to play with the friends, she will like to eat the spicy food. The focus of happiness is changing from one to the other point. So the brain of the girl is moving from one to the other aspect. Now because of that, what is happening, that we are always thinking that there is happiness on the other side. The grass is greener on the other side. So what happens because of that? We are not happy. There is always a feeling of dissatisfaction. There is always a feeling of incompleteness in our life. Why? Because our intellect is pointing from one to the other to the other. Bahu Shakha Yanantascha. That is what is happening to us. So even though, suppose people are coming in Canada, they are coming over here, they are immigrants. They come as an immigrant, they come as a student. You ask a new student or a new immigrant, What will you like to have? They will say, oh, I wish I have a nice car. I wish I have a home. I wish I have got this, that, everything. I wish, if they are not married, I wish I have a nice life partner. After 10 years, you ask them, what do you have now? They will say, I have got a life partner. I have got a car. I have got a bungalow, or I have got an apartment. Are you happy? No. I wish I have this. I wish I have this. It will keep on changing, because the intellect is not one-pointed. The intellect is bahushakha. So what kind of a in one-pointed, Vyavasayatmika buddhi? What is a one-pointed intellect? And the second question is, should we not aspire for more happiness? Should we not aspire for earning money and enjoying the family, enjoying with the family and enjoying our life? So is God telling like that? Absolutely not. Some people do the translation or meaning of this means, oh, you should not be thinking of all those bahushakha. No, that is not the thing. So some people say that, oh, this is all Maya. Maya chhod do. Bhagwan ne Maya banai. God made Maya. Illusion. Delusion. And leave it, because the only way to happiness is to leave it. But we all know practically we can't leave it. We can't leave our family. We can't leave earning bread and butter. We can't leave living in a house, having a car. We can't leave it. So that gives us a kind of a dilemma in our mind, that should I be doing it and am I papi, or I should not be doing it. So God is clearly telling here that whatever you do, but your intellect should be one-pointed. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Even if you do anything throughout the life, we do any actions, we earn, we study, we play, we find joy. The point in our mind is related to the Atma. Who am I? Who am I? That should be very clear in mind. That should be intellectually understood. When we intellectually understand that who I am is Atma. I am Atma. And because I am Atma, all these actions suddenly is clearly understood as the actions, is the act, like a play. So I focus my intellect as me as Atma, but all my actions will be similar to as if you are acting in a play. When we start doing that, what happens is the feeling of happiness and sorrow goes away. That is exactly happens. Let us take an example again on the same thing as a play. Suppose there is a hero. Suppose there are 3-4 actors and they are doing a play. Now, and you know, those people who have seen the older Ramayana and the street plays, they will understand it more better because they have visualized it also, but we will try to visualize it. So suppose there is a street play company who has got 4 or 5 different actors, and they are going from village to village and places to places to perform the play. Now, because they have played so many times that same play, everybody knows each other's dialogues. Everybody remembers it very easily. It's very easy for them to remember each other's dialogues. So what happens? Sometimes, suppose there is a Ram Lila going on. So one hero will say, okay, the director will say, okay, you become Ram. He will say the other guy, you become Ravan or Lakshman. And then during the play, the Ram will defeat Ravan. Then they will go to the other village, and then he say, okay, this time you become Ram, and the other guy will become Ravan. And then they play again. So when they get defeated in the play, they are beaten, they are loser in the play. They don't feel unhappiness. Why? Because they know that I am an actor. I am not the character which I am playing in the play. When the Vyavasayatmika buddhi, Atmika, knowing oneself, when we know that I am born here to do my dharma, to do my actions, but my focus, one-pointed focus, is Atma. To remember that I am an Atma and to do the actions as per the responsibilities given in the play, then the happiness and sorrow doesn't impact us. Those people who may have seen the shooting, the movie shootings, they must be knowing about it. There are actors who are playing, they are fighting with each other in front of the camera. But when the shooting is over, what happens? They all are laughing and going to a tea stall to the next door and they are drinking tea together. They don't have any animosity or any better friendship with any other people. They are all equal. Why? Because we are all actors. So in the same way, Vyavasayatmika buddhi, keep the intellect very clear, unwavered, determined, resolute, that I am Atma. What is my identity? My identity is Atma. And I am here to do the actions. I am here to play my role. When that thinking is there in the life, then the unhappiness and happiness will not impact us. That is why it is telling, Ekeha Kuru Nandana. This is the only way how and in which way we can be happy in our life. So somebody will ask, oh, does it mean that I will not be happy and I will not be sorrowful? So, to understand it more, that doesn't mean that we are going to become a jada. Sensitivity will be lost. No, we will be sensitive. We will be enjoying it. Just like in the play, we see the actors crying, making love, laughing, angry. We see them. We think that, oh, that character is very angry or that character is crying. We see them crying. But they remember that I am an actor. In the same way, we will be sensitive. This sloka is not telling us to become jada, to become non-sensitive, to become not emotionless, to become emotionless. It is not telling us. So just a clarification. There are clarifications for everything. So, Atmika Buddhi means you focus on yourself as what is my identity. And then you move around in the world as a player, as an actor. And you perform your role very correctly. Perform your role in a perfect way, which is told in the other sloka, Swalpa, minimum. Even if while we are doing all these activities, even if we are minimum doing the activity which is related to our dharma, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya, then there is no problem. So, Ekeha Kuru Nandana, this is the only way to have the resolute brain, to have the comfort and happiness in life. So, sorrows will come, happiness will come. We will also have the sensitivity to feel that. But we will not be wavered. We will not be having depression during the unhappiness, defeats. And we will not have a superiority complex when we get something very great achievement. So, this is not only for a human being also, only individual, but also at a social level. Imagine what are the basic problems in the world nowadays is the complexes, superiority complex and inferiority complex. Those who are defeated, those who get less, those who are not able to earn that much so-called happiness, then they get a depression. They have an inferiority complex. I don't have a car. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't possess this. I am not that beautiful. All that is coming because and that is coming as an inferiority complex. And similarly, on the other side is superiority complex. I have this big house. I have got this big car. I am so beautiful. I am so powerful. I am having this position. And this complexes makes the world very unhappy place because they react with each other in a very oppressive way. So, having everybody understand that I am an Atma and keeping it in mind will make the people understand that how I should be behaving with the other person. That way also. So it is not only for a human being individually, but also socially. If this sloka is understood correctly, the problem in the society will be resolved. That is what God wants to explain here. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana is the only way that in our intellect we clearly understand that who I am an Atma. And as I am an Atma, there are other people also having this, other are also Atma. So the equality problem will be resolved, inequality problem will be resolved, environmental problem will be resolved, cruel to animal problem will be resolved, unnecessary usage of natural resources will be resolved, because then we see Atma in everywhere. That is how, and that is why God is telling, Ekeha, it looks like God is telling us that this is the only door to go through, to come out of this room. God has shown us the door, which is the door to go through. And He is telling us, Ekeha, only, single, is the only path to go towards it. And because of that, what will happen? The indecisiveness will go. Sometimes we do not decide. Why? Because we are having a fear, success or failure. So we don't work. We just sit. We don't take any actions. We know what is right and wrong, but we don't take any action towards the right direction. We have doubt, sandeha. We create doubts in our mind. I should do it, I should not do it, right or wrong. But when we are Atma based, we do not have any doubt. Lack of confidence, all this problem will be resolved with the intellect understanding clearly that I am a Atma, Vyavasayatmika, resolute mind. And then it gives a optimal performance. What is a doubt? How much a doubt can impact us? Let us take an example. There was a mountaineer. Who was going up on a very, there was a lot of snow on the mountain, very top, very high altitude in the mountain. And he was alone. And he was going up, he was hiking. In the night time, it was night time, and he was hiking. Those people, basically in Canada, we all see that even though it is a night time, there is a lot of light. So you can see many things, even during the night, in the light of the stars and moon. So he thought that, okay, there are some stars in the sky, so I will go, he took some rest, and there was some storm, storm went off, so he thought that, okay, let me go for the hiking. So he started hiking. He is going alone. While hiking up on the snow on a mountain, suddenly he slipped. His foot slipped. He had put a lifeline, so he could go up further. But what happened? Because he slipped, now he started hanging somewhere in between. He can't see below. He cannot see anything there. How much more deep that valley is. He cannot cut the line so that if the valley is not that deep, he can go down. And it was very cold. It was windy. Chilling cold. So what to do? He thought that the only way is to ask help from the God. So he asked the God, God, help me. What should I be doing? If I keep hanging like this all night, I'll be frozen to death. And if I cut the lifeline, the line, the rope, I don't know how much down I will fall down, and then I may die by falling in the valley. So this is a story. So that is why when he called the God told Akashwani hui. God said somewhere from the sky, cut your line, cut the line, and you will be saved. So he heard it, oh, cut the line. So he thought, okay, I will cut the line. But then he thought, oh, should I cut? God has told, but He has not told me how much deep it is. I may break my bone. this, that, all that. He started thinking and he finally decided, no, I don't want to cut the line. So he didn't cut the line. And he was just hanging over there in the freezing cold. And then he died. Now in the morning, after a couple of days, the people came for searching for him, that where this guy is gone. They found him hanging on a rope. And they found that his legs were hanging hardly 1 foot above a solid ground. Had he cut his line, he would have got survived, because he could have then moved down somewhere in safety. But he didn't cut the line. Why? Because his brain was in Bahushakham. I should do this way, I should do that way. Not in one single way. We always do that. After 30 years of job in a career, there are so many people you will find. You ask them, are you happy? I am doing this, I am earning money, but you know what? I don't like my job. They do that job for 30 years. They earn money also. It looks like to other people it looks like he has made a good career and good money. But if you ask that guy, he is not happy. Why? Bahushakham. Anything hand in hand, he will always think about other thing. That is why a happiness cannot be taken. Yeah, to do or not to do, Shakespeare in the play Hamlet, he told. So, we should have a Vyavasayatmika buddhi. We should have one-pointed intellect to become happy in our life, to perform in a better way in our life. We will go to another sloka. Next sloka. This is 42nd and 43rd together. We are going to take this sloka together because it has got same subject or same topic told in two sloka. So just telling one sloka will not be complete. So we are going to chant, and I am going to chant two sloka together. 42 and 43 of second chapter. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha Vedavadarata partha nanyadasti tivadina. Then 43rd sloka. Kamatmana swargapara janma karma phala pradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati. This is a very important sloka for our everyday life, for practical life. Of course, in Gita I always say that everything is everyday important, but this is more related to, when we are taking part in the prayers, when we are taking part in pooja. These slokas are directly connected to that. Yamimam pushpitam vacha. Yamimam. Yam imam means all this. Pushpitam means flowery, making happy, looking fruitful, looking great, giving a feeling of happiness, sukham, all those, pushpitam, just like a flower. What does a flower give? Fragrance, color, good look, softness, all this is pushpa. That is why God took the example of pushpitam. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravandantya vipaschita. Pravandantya vipaschita. Avipaschita, with limited understanding. Pravadantya, speak. Means those who have got limited understanding speak all these flowery words. Which words? Vedavadarta partha. Partha means Arjun. Vedavadarta. Vedavadarta. Attached to the flowery words of the Veda. So those who are connected with the limited understanding, or those who are connecting themselves with the limited understanding, connecting to which? Connecting to what? Pushpitam vacha. The flowery words of the Veda, nanyadastiti vadina. Nanyadastiti. And no other. So they understand only the flowery words and the things which are given happily in the understand it limitedly as a Veda. They understand the Vedas only with a limited understanding of that Vedas are giving me those flowery words. Then Nanya Dastiti Vadina. With limited understanding, they get attracted to the flowery words of Veda, and these flowery words are what? Kamatmana Swargapara. What these flowery words are giving? They advocate ostentatious rituals in the elevation to the celestial abodes, means Swargapara. So, when in normal English language, it means that those who have got limited understanding of the Vedas and only focus on the Pushpitam Vacha, on the flowery words, on the rewarded part, and they presume that Vedas are only, they presume that there is no higher principles are described in the Veda other than what? Kamatmanam Swargapara, which glorify the portions of Veda that it will please our senses. Perform janma karma phala pradam, which will give me the rewards of pompous ritualistic ceremonies to attain the higher birth. Kriya Vishesha Bahulam. They perform this in a Kriya Vishesha with the pompous ritualistic ceremonies. Those who do like that, they have got a limited understanding. That is the meaning of this. So, in other words, when we look at our scriptures, if we think that in our intellect, that by praying this, the only purpose of praying or performing the Kriya Vishesha Bahulam, performing ostentatious Kriya, Karmakand, is only the objective is to get the Janma Karma Phala Pradam, means a higher birth and all, and they understand the Vedas only limited to that level is incorrect. They have got a limited understanding. So, let us try to understand what exactly it means. This sloka is very important. So, we all, let us take example of a Shrimad Bhagavad Puran. We say that, Janmejay gave a srapa, there was a, what happened that, it's a long story, I don't know where to start with, but basically we say that when a Shrimad Bhagavad Puran is heard, people get the moksha. This is a very common understanding. And that is why people should hear and listen Shrimad Bhagavad Puran. Because Raja Parikshit was told that you are going to die by the biting of the snake named Takshat. He will come and he will bite you after, I think, 10 days. And so, he thought that, oh, I'm going to die in 10 days. So, I should do something great in 10 days. So, he asked Janmejay, and then the story goes. So, he asked that, okay, what we should be doing? Shrimad Bhagavad Puran. You should recite Shrimad Bhagavad Puran. And it is told in that Shrimad Bhagavad Puran was recited. He listened to it for 10 days. Takshak came, Takshak bite him, but he went to Swarga. He was able to save himself from all the bad things which are going to happen after dying. So, think about it. How many times we have also heard Shrimad Bhagavad Puran? Many times. So many times. Did we get moksha? No. But you know what? The Takshak was going to bite him. No Takshak is for us. You never know when you are going to die. You never know when your Takshak is going to come. It can come any day. It can come any minute. So, but when we hear the Bhagavad Puranam, Srimad Bhagavad Puran, we don't go to Swargam, we don't get moksha. How many times? even the person who is telling Shrimad Bhagavad Purana is also telling, this is my 150th Shrimad Bhagavad Purana I am talking. Why didn't he get the moksha the moment he heard it only once? Because the intellect, the problem is, because when we hear the Bhagavad Puranam, we think that this is for my good, this is for my flowery requirement, kamatmanam swargapara. If I hear this, I will get swarga. If I do this karmakand, I will get this reward. They have a limited understanding. Vipaschita, they have got a limited understanding about that Veda is only for the Pushpitam Vacham, is only giving me the flowery words which are giving me the rewards. So what happens? They are looking for the rewards. Satyanarayan ka katha karao, aapka sab problem solve ho jayega. So we don't do Satyanarayan katha. I am not against it. Please note it very clearly. We are going to talk about this very clearly. I am not against doing Satyanarayan Katha. We must do it. But while doing it, our focus is not the love towards the Satyanarayan God. Our focus is how my problem is resolved. So when we look at the problem is resolved, our focus is in the problem. So even while the Panditji who is doing Satyanarayan Katha, our mind is not in the Katha. Our mind is in our problems resolution. How much money I should be spending so that my problem is resolved for the katha, not for the love of God. See our Panditjis over here in temple. They have studied a lot. You can't even imagine. We have all studied only how to earn bread and butter. All the Panditjis, they have done a great amount of effort to learn all these things. 12 years, 15 years. Reciting all this sloka in a correct way, to pronounce it in a correct way, to understand the meaning of every sloka, what it is giving, how it is trying to improve ourselves and our life. When he is telling that, such a great valuable thing for which he has also put his life in it. Very hard work. It's not easy. Even to chant that sloka, if you share with some Pandit, if they have got more than 2 or 3 pujas, they are so tired in the end of the day. Chanting sloka correctly is not an easy thing. You keep talking for 2 hours, 3 hours, chanting sloka, explaining all these things. Very hard work. And great knowledge behind it. And all that is being taken, all that hard work is taken up by the Panditjis. But when we are with the puja, our focus is on what? What the other woman has got, what kind of sari she is wearing, what kind of makeup she has done, how much money that person is giving, how my problem will be resolved. We don't focus on what it is telling me, what the sloka is telling me. What does it mean by that? We don't look at that. Because we are not taught to look at that. So all those great effort, the great work, the hardest work done by all the people, not only Panditjis, everybody, the Rishis, they have written all these things for what? Just to chant and making our life happy? No, to think. That is what the Sanatan Dharma is. Sanatan Dharma is not a religion. It is told in religions. You do this, you will go to hell. You do this, you will go to heaven. Yeah, simple. There is no intellect. Somebody told, I have heard a very big religious leader. He told, he was telling, he was asked, whether we should be asking this question, what is the meaning of this, what is the meaning of that. There was a religious leader of another religion. He told, मजहब नकल करने की चीज है, अकल की नहीं. मजहब नकल करने की चीज है, अकल की नहीं. What it means? The religion is to copy, to follow, and not to use the intellect. Sanatan Dharma doesn't say that. Sanatan Dharma says you use your intellect. You see here, everywhere it is. We are telling, Buddhi Yukta, you Buddhi, Buddhi, Buddhi. So many times God has told Buddhi in this. Why? Use your intellect. नहीं क्या हाथ जोड़ के ऐसे बैठेंगे हाँ we will sit with the hands like this and we will have the puja, we will have a tilak and everything will become good to us. How can it happen? Unless we understand the meaning of it. Yeah? We do pradakshina, we do the pradakshina to the God, right? Have we ever asked the Panditji, why we are doing pradakshina? He knows it very well. He has put his whole life into this study. Pradakshina means wherever I go in the world, I will move around. I will move around in the world to do my work, to my job. But at the center of my work, there should be God. The aim, the focus of every action in my life should be God. And that is what is represented by Pradakshina. That is why there is Pradakshina. And then when we do the Pradakshina, there is a Shankar Bhagwan, Ganga is coming, we say don't cross the Ganga. Why? You do anything, but you do not cross the legacy of the knowledge which is coming. If you don't understand the meaning of the Karmakand, of the pujas, we are crossing it. We don't even consider the Gnana part of it. So when we do Pradakshina, we have to remember why Pradakshina. Wherever I am going to work in my life, in my office, in my job, anywhere, I am going to keep God in as a focus, as a center of my actions. There is an example. There was an old man, and that old man was doing puja every day. Now that old man was knowing what the puja is, why he is doing puja, and all those things. What was happening? When he will set up the God, he will put all the prasadam in front of the God, and he will keep the shira and the milk and everything. Now there used to be a cat. There was a pet cat in the house also. So when this man is putting the bowl of milk over there, the cat will come and jump to drink the milk. And that is not good. So what this man used to do is that he will tie the cat only during that time while he is performing the puja. He was tying the cat so that the cat does not drink the milk. Now he had young kids, so all the kids were saying, aha, when dad is doing the puja, he is tying the cat. They never asked, they never used their intellect, they never asked to understand. Now what happened? The old man died, and while dying the old man told to the kids that, okay guys, you know what, don't stop this puja, perform the puja every day. So there were good kids also. It is not that they were bad, they were good. So they thought that, okay, we will do the puja. So they started doing the puja. And they started tying the cat also. Because father was tying the cat during the puja. Now one day cat died. Now cat died means there is no problem of cat drinking the milk. But because they didn't understand the procedure, the reason for it, they got another cat. Why? Because during the puja, there has to be a cat tied to the pole. They thought that this is part of puja, this is part of ceremony, this is part of Karmakand. So they bought another cat and tied it, because father was tying the cat and then doing the puja. If you do not understand the meaning, that is going to happen. We will do Karmakand, we will understand the flowery words as we talked about, Yamimam Pushpitam Vacha. Yeah, we will do all those Karmakand, but it will not help us, because it will not impact us, it will not improve us. Why? Because we didn't use our intellect with it. Pravadantya vipaschita. Incomplete intellect, incomplete understanding. Some people, when Panditjis are doing puja, they have heard that puja 20 times, 100 times. Like Satyanarayana Katha. Satyanarayana Katha, everybody knows the story. Lilavati Kanya, Kalavati Kanya. Everybody knows the story. Even you will hear the ladies also. oh, the Shira is ready. So they say, no, still the Kalavati is not, the Lilavati husband is still not in the jail. So we have got another 15 minutes available. We will do the Shira. You can hear that kind of conversation in the kitchen. They also know the story very well. Now Lilavati's husband has gone in the jail. So we have got only 10 minutes balance. Maharaj will finish the puja in 10 minutes. They know the story. Have we thought about the Satyanarayana Katha any time? Or just as a story? Then there is no difference between a Spider-Man story, a Batman story and Satyanarayana story. There is no difference. Because we take them as a story. I will tell one point about the Satyanarayana Katha. Have we ever thought who did the Satyanarayana Katha? A woman did it. A daughter, means a married woman and a non-married woman. Each of them, Kalavati and Lilavati, did it. Gopagan, means the shepherd, the animal taking care, the shepherds did the Katha. Katiyara, the woodcutter, he did the Katha. The Brahmin did the Katha. Sadhu Baniya did the Katha. What does it show? Anybody can do Katha. Raja, Mayur Dhwaj, Raja did the Katha, king did the Katha. So, Kshatriya, Brahman, Vaishya, Shudra, women, men, everybody can do the Katha. So when somebody is telling us that, oh, you have got an inequality, you have got a caste system, somebody can do this, somebody cannot do this. No, Satyanarayana Katha is a perfect example that we have got equality in our society. Have anybody thought that way about Satyanarayana Katha? If we understand Satyanarayana Katha like that, next time somebody coming to us and telling, oh, you have got this caste system, you have got up and down, you have got untouchability. No, we don't. Because in Satyanarayana Katha, everybody is allowed to do Katha. And everybody is putting the prasad. The shepherd did the Katha and they put the prasad to the king. And then we say that the king didn't take the prasad and he had all the problems. And then he comes back and he do the, again, the Katha with all the shepherd. And then he is again flourished. What does it mean? A Kshatriya is doing Katha with a shepherd. Krushi Gauraksha Vanijam Vaishya Karma Svabhavacha. You can do Katha with anything. In the Katha you can sit with anybody and anybody can perform. Equality in the society is represented in Satyanarayana Katha. But we have to understand Satyanarayana Katha that way. What are the messages given in Satyanarayana Katha? Rather than just, ye 5 adhyaya, ye ho gaya. This is done. That is what God is telling here. Yamimam puspidam vacham pravadantya vipaschita. Just to understand that chanting Vedas and all this puja is going to give me the returns, the flowery words. Sri Varchasya Marogyama Vidachobhamanam Madhiya Mahiyate Dhanam Dhanyam Pashu Bahuputra Labham Satasamvatsaram Dirgamayuhu. That is what we are focusing on. We are not focusing on the meaning of it. So what happens? It doesn't impact our intellect. It doesn't teach us. It doesn't give us the message. We don't decode the message. And that is why we say that even though we did lot of Satyanarayana Katha, but nothing happened. We are still in problem. It will be. So people start losing faith. That is another bad part of it. So, in other words, yes, God is telling clearly, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschita. Avipaschita. We have to understand it. And who better can be there than our Pandits over here and anywhere? Whenever they are doing puja, sit with respect, try to understand. They have put their life into it to understand it. Not just for chanting. That is the important part. And that is what God is telling here. Because only janma, karma phala pradam. I will get a better life. I will get a better janma next time. Swarga para, kamatmanam. Kamatmanam means other than my atma, all the other thing. Yeah, I will get money. Or you don't have a job? Okay, do katha. You will get a job. It will definitely give us a job. No problem about it. God will remember us. But improvement of oneself, intellectually loving the God, will never come. And when we are intellectually not developed, we will be same person like what we are born with. Prakriti Dharma. Ahara Bhaya Maitunancha Nindra will be there all the time in our life. So we will not develop. And also, I will tell, we lose the respect also. We don't have the respect for the puja. We don't have the respect for the Panditji who has put like so many years into it to study the Shastras. It's not easy. It's very challenging. Every word has got so many meanings in Sanskrit. So we have to understand it. And the purpose of this whole program is also for that only. Yeah, Gita is there, we have to keep it in our head and we have to pray it, we have to do the puja of it. Yes, agreed, no doubt about it. But understand it. If we don't understand, the coded language is not coming into it. There was an old man. He was dying. So while dying, he wrote in a chit that, all my money is kept where? The old time. So all this is gold coins. So he wrote, I have kept all the gold coins in a pot. In the top of there was a little temple, deri we call in Gujaratis, a little small temple. So he told that I have put the pot in the shikhar of the temple. I have hidden over there. And he wrote it and he died. On the Sharad Purnima day, night at 12 o'clock. He wrote like that. He died. All his son were interested. Oh, mom, dad's money. How much he has left for us. So they open the paper and they read that God has kept the gold pot, the pot with the gold coin in the tomb of on the shikhara of the temple on Sharad Purnima night at 12 o'clock. So they go and they break the temple, the shikharam. There is no pot, no gold coins. Oh my God, the old man was mad. He was an idiot. He kept all the gold coins there and now we don't know where he kept. So they were all cursing. They were all cursing the dad. So one wise man who was his dad's friend, he came and he told, what happened? Oh, the dad was idiot. He hid the gold coin somewhere, but now we can't find it. He said, what is written? They written, the gold coin is, hidden like this on Sharad Purnima, midnight, 12 o'clock. He said, why Sharad Purnima? I know he was intellectual. Do one thing. Make the shikhar up again and wait for Sharad Purnima. So they wanted money, of course. So they made the shikhar again and they waited for the Sharad Purnima. When the Sharad Purnima come, the moon comes up, full moon, and the light goes over the shikhara. And then the shadow of the shikhar goes in the ground. And then the wise man says, okay, dig here. And they find the gold pot. There is a coded language. This is a coded language. We have to understand. We have to decode it. Unfortunately, we are taught only English. I talk in English and walk in English. We don't understand Sanskrit. We don't learn Sanskrit. Unfortunately. So what? We can learn at home. We can study. And the whole purpose of this program is that only Shrimad Bhagavad Gita for me. Today, now and in future. Forget about the past. Today onwards I will start doing it. And that is the purpose of all this. This sloka has got so many other meanings also. And, so we will take a part of it again next time when we come on Saturday, as usual, at 10 o'clock. We will meet again on next Saturday. Till then, I wish everybody a nice, happy weekend as well as a great week ahead. And I will stop the pravachan today at this point. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Para Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah.